All right, eighth grade, here is your next math lesson. It's number 5, changing fractions to decimals. Two things before we start this lesson. Don't forget to stop the video when I tell you to do and do what I'm asking you to do. Don't forget to use your resources. All right, so today we are going to be changing fractions to decimals. Couple of things is our vocabulary, numerator, the top part of a fraction. It tells how many pieces are in the part. Your denominator is the bottom part of the fraction, and it tells the number of equal pieces are in the whole. Reminder, in a decimal number, each place to the right of the decimal point has a place value name. It goes tenths, hundredths, thousandths, and so on. Tenths is 1 decimal place, hundredths is 2 decimal place, and thousandths is 3 decimal place. It says these numbers are read 3 tenths. This is read 5 hundredths. This last one is read 67 thousandths. Now, on this lesson, it says Julia needs 3/4 pounds of salami to make sandwiches. The store uses a decimal scale that shows tenths and hundredths of a pound. Does Julia have enough salami if the scale reads 0.76? The fraction is the way to express the number that shows part of a whole. Each rectangle below is divided into equal pieces. Some of these pieces are shaded. The fraction next to each rectangle shows what part of the shaded section is the whole rectangle. So there is 1 shaded out of 2 parts. There is 3 shaded out of 4 parts. So a decimal is another way to express a number that is part of a whole. To change a fraction to a decimal, you divide the numerator, the top number, by the denominator, the bottom number. For example, Julia wants to change 3/4 to a decimal. So I could write it out as long division, or you could punch it in as 3 divided by 4 on your calculator. And when you get 3 divided by 4, that equals 0.75. Don't forget that decimal in there. Now, since the scale shows 0.76, she does have enough salami. Some fractions, such as 1/4, 3/5, and 1/2, can be easily converted into decimal. Other fractions, such as 1/3 or 3/8, do not divide evenly. Use a calculator to convert 1/3 into a decimal. So if you punched in 1 divided by 3 on your calculator, you get 0.33333, and depending on your calculator, it either stops or continues. So we just round it. So we say that 1/3 is about 0.33, because if I round, it's just going to say that. All right, so on to our guided practice. It says Julia also bought some packages of chicken. They weighed 2.5, 3 1/4, 4 5/8. To estimate how much she had in all, round the weights. Now it says for fractions that are less than 1/2, you round down. So 3 1/4 rounds to 3, 2 1/2 rounds up to 3, and 4 5/8 rounds up to 5. So then it says add the rounded number. So you have 3 plus 3 plus 5, which equals 11. Julia bought about 11 pounds of chicken. So there's really nothing to do in the guided practice. When you come down to the exercises, it says write each fraction as a decimal. So what you are going to do is you are going to use your calculator, use your resources, guys, and you're going to take on your calculator, whether it's your iPad or the handheld, take 1 divided by 4, and you get an answer of 0.25. Notice I put the 0 in front of there. I put the 0 in front of the number to hold the decimal place. Now, over there on the next one, you have 3 divided by 10. And when you do that, you get 0.3. So you are going to do 4, 5. So pause the video and do problems 4 and 5. Now, on number 6, it says a piece of copper wire 7 and 8 meters long. Write this measurement as a decimal. The 7 that's in front of it is the whole, whoops, that's not what I wanted to do, guys. The 7 in front of it is a whole number. So that 7 is going to be a whole number. And then I'm going to put my decimal. And then I'm going to take 1 divided by 8. And I get 1.25. And then I have to label this as meters. So now you're going to do problem 7 after you pause the video. Now, estimate each answer. So you're going to round these fractions up or down and then do what it's asking. When you get down to the application, it says decimals are a way to divide a whole into 10 parts, 100 parts, or 1,000 parts. How does knowing this help you understand why fractions like 1/2, 3/5, or 1/4 can be easily converted into decimals, why 1/3 and 1/6 cannot? I just want you to try your best to answer that. If you need to Google it, Google it. So I guess you really don't have to pause the video because I am now done. So you're going to finish this assignment and you are going to turn it in to me to Canvas. Don't forget to mark the assignment as done in Canvas. Use your resources. Enjoy. Have fun.